What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about how we can provide value to our owners or clients. Now, at the end of the day, this seems like an easy process because we're taking all the Airbnb stuff off their plate. But if we're not doing it effectively and efficiently, and we're not showing that to the owner, they're going to move on to someone else. So there's a couple of easy things we can do to provide value to an owner the same way we would provide value to a guest. We're going to talk about that today. Now, before you go anywhere, my name is Justin. This is Just Hostin'. This is Airbnb Wizardry. We talk about everything from streamlining our Airbnb business to automating the process there within. We'll also talk about building a team and putting more revenue and money in your pocket. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about how to keep those owners happy and build your portfolio even bigger than you can have imagined. Let's do it. All right, there are a bunch of things that we can do to provide value to owners, but I think there's three things that are super important. The overall goal is you want to put more time back into their day, right? You want to take all this stuff off their plate. At least for me, the reason I started this business is because I saw so many homeowners, hosts, investors out there trying to self-manage and just not even knowing where to start. Maybe they are self-managing. Maybe this sounds like you right now, but nothing is automated and everything is kind of all over the place. So this is where you come in, or this is where you start changing your systems, becomes automated, and take less out of the day-to-day so you can spend more of it with your friends, family, or do whatever you please. So step one, be a doer. Don't sit there and wait for them to tell you what to do. Go out there and make things happen. This means on the back end, you need to be understanding your business inside and out. You need to be exploring avenues that have happened and haven't even happened yet. You need to start answering questions that they haven't asked yet. You need to make sure to get ahead of those things, bring new options to your homeowner to maybe spice up their listing, or maybe just let them know the pricing changes that you've made if this is more of a personal relationship that you have with your owner. At the end of the day, you have to be a doer. If you're sitting there waiting to get a list of to-dos, that's not going to cut it. You're not going to hold that client for very long. I think a good example is one of those things I just mentioned, like adding amenities or adding different furniture to a home. It's pretty easy to go out there and see, especially on Airbnb. If you're looking at a comp group and you say, hey, this place has a hot tub and it's about 50 to 80 bucks a night more, especially on weekends, you can do a quick math for a month and find out what the revenue differential is between having a hot tub and not having a hot tub. That's an amenity that is not too expensive to install generally compared to the price of a home. And as well, you can probably reshape your team to be able to service that hot tub pretty easily. So bringing that to an owner will show initiative, show that you're a doer wanting to get things done. Next, just like a guest, you want to answer the questions they haven't even asked yet. So something like this for a guest would be like, hey, the guest is going to be asking about recommendations on where to go to dinner. You already send that stuff to them, right? Well, a host is going to want to know not only how their property is done in a month. You should definitely send them a report for how their property is done every month with nightly rates, occupancy, revenue, all that good stuff. But maybe they want to see what they've done for the last quarter, the last half of the year, the last full year. You want to have that information all stacked up for them. That's just one option among many that you can do for an owner. So you can answer the questions that they haven't asked yet. They're going to come to you in December, I promise you, and say, hey, we just did a whole year of bookings. Do you have all that information so I can give it to my accountant? And you're going to sit there in December, and while you're trying to pull together your own accounting, you're trying to do all your clients as well. So start doing that stuff ahead of time. And maybe send it to them a little bit earlier, and they're going to ask for it. They're going to love the initiative. The last one, and probably my favorite one, because I love growth, personal growth, business growth, anything about it, ask for periodic feedback. The coolest conversations come when you sit there and 6 months into a relationship, you go, hey, so what do you think? How are things going? What could we be doing better? What do you like that we're doing? What do you think about if we do this? Trust me, no one is going to hate that. They're going to love that you're asking for their feedback. One, it's going to empower them because you care about their opinion. Two, they're going to love that you actually care about their home and making it better. I can tell you this right now. The big companies out there, maybe even some self-starters on their own, are not doing this. Especially I know Vacasa isn't doing this, sorry to mention. If you're a Vacasa employee, come talk to me. I'd love to work with you. But anyway, all that aside, ask for feedback and then actually implement that feedback. Once you get a full portfolio as well, let's say you got 5 to 10 different owners, you can ask that question to all of them. Gosh, and then you can pull that feedback and geez, like I tell you, it saves a business owner so much time knowing exactly what their clients want, because at the end of the day, you want to keep them. And at the end of the day, if you're asking these questions, it shows that you care, which means that owner is going to stay with you for a little bit longer because it knows that you're making those changes better for their property. And in turn, when you apply this feedback, you're better prepared for new clients. So it's a win-win for everyone. And by far and away, if you choose any of these things to do, this is the number one thing to do. Ask for feedback from your owners. So those are just 3 of the ways to provide value. Hopefully you're doing a good job in getting that place booked. If you're not, start there. But once you start getting the place booked, go to these 3 and, believe it or not, ask feedback, even if it's just a month in, about how the processes and communication has gone, because it will prove fruitful for the rest of your business. Let me know how these things work in the comments below. Love to hear it. And hey, good luck. Happy hosting.